friends, welcome back once again. Today we are starting a new chapter, periodic classification of elements. Children, as you know, this year CBC has reduced some syllabus from a fourth chapter. So those topics we are not taking into consideration for the this year's board exam. Okay, so we shall move into the new chapter, periodic classification of elements. Children, as you know, there are elements when you consider. There are 118 elements are known today. Okay. In the 17th century, there were only few elements were known, and the study about those elements were not very difficult. But children, you know, by 19th century, the number of elements discovered were more, so it was very difficult to learn the properties of the elements. So scientists started trying to classify elements. So the term classification come into existence. Classification is required. Children, you know, in every cases we need to classify the substances. Okay, classification makes the study more systematic, we can say. Okay, so according to this, Antony Lavoisier, a scientist called Antony Lavoisier, classified elements into metals and non-metals. So this was the first way of classification. Antony Lavoisier classified elements into metals and non-metals. But later studies proved that there are some elements which shows both metallic as well as non-metallic properties. They were called metalloids. Okay, so it was quite difficult for scientists to study. The systematic way of study becomes difficult only by classifying the elements into metals and non-metals. So there were different methods were put forward by different scientists to classify the elements. Some of the earlier attempts only we are trying to study in this one. First one which is given in our syllabus is the Daubernier's triads. So children, first classification was made by Johannes Daubernier. Daubernier is the name of the scientist. He put forward triads. According to his classification, he classified 3 elements in a triad. A triad consists of 3 elements. I am just taking as X, Y, Z examples I will give you. In these 3 elements, so according to him, the arithmetic mean of the atomic masses of X and Z, the atomic masses, suppose atomic mass of X is so and so, and the atomic mass of Y is also so, Z is also a particular quantity. Okay, and their arithmetic mean is the atomic mass of the element Y. Okay, that is, we will take some examples. Children, if we consider 3 elements, lithium, sodium and potassium. Lithium Li, sodium Na and potassium K. Lithium having an atomic mass of 7 and potassium is having an atomic mass of 39. Okay, if you take the arithmetic mean of 7 and 39, we get 23. Okay, so this 23 is the atomic mass of the second element, that is sodium, in this triad. So according to Daubernier, triad consists of 3 elements in which the atomic mass of first and the third, if you take the arithmetic mean, that is the atomic mass of the second or the middle element. Children, did you understand? What I mean to say here is, that is an example here, lithium, sodium, potassium if you consider, the atomic masses of, if you add the atomic mass of lithium and sodium in this lithium and potassium in this triad, you will get its mean value as the atomic mass of sodium. Okay, let us take another triad. Calcium, barium and strontium. This is another triad. What are the elements, children? Calcium, barium and strontium. Calcium is having an atomic mass of 40. Strontium is having an atomic mass of 137. Now let's find the arithmetic mean of this. 40 plus 137 divided by 2. We get 88.5, which is nearly the same atomic mass of barium. Barium's atomic mass is 87.5. Children, it is not required that exact value should come. Okay, it can be closer to that particular middle element's atomic mass. Okay, that's what Daubernaire explained. But this triad had a lot of limitations that we will discuss later. So, because of what he has explained is that in his triad there are 3 elements in which first and the third element, if you consider, their arithmetic mean is roughly the mass of the middle element. Let's take one more triad. Chlorine, bromine and iodine. This is the another triad according to Johann Daubernaire. Chlorine, you know, the atomic mass is 35.5 and iodine is having an atomic mass of 127. If you take the average of 35.5 plus 127, we get 81.25. And children, you know, the atomic mass of barium is 79.9. This 79.9 is roughly almost coming near to the average of first and the third element. Okay, children? So this is what is the triads explained by Johann Daubernaire. Okay, children, next we have another attempt made by another scientist called Newland, and it is called Newland's law of octaves. According to Newland's law of octaves, he explained elements can be arranged in in the form of a musical notes. Children, you know, musical notes consists of sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. Okay, sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. In which, if you take the elements lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, then that time noble gases were not discovered, and you know, after that sodium comes. See, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 elements, after a period of 7 elements, the 8th element comes, that is our sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. Sa is repeating, correct? So that repeating element, that is the 8th one. So 8, you know, octa means octet, you have studied that. Octa means the 8th element actually having the similar physical and chemical properties. That's what he explained. Okay, according to Newland's law of octaves, if you arrange elements in the increasing order of atomic masses, the main important thing you have to remember is, if you write increasing order of atomic masses, the eighth element will have the similar physical and chemical properties of the first element. Okay, that's what Newland explained in his Newland's law of octaves. But students, this Newland's law got a lot of limitations. We shall see one by one. First one is, he could arrange elements up to calcium only. So later elements were not getting fit into the musical notes. And second problem was that time there were only 56 elements were discovered. So he explained that there are only 56 elements and there is no more elements are going to be discovered. So, but later it is proven that there are more elements were discovered, and we know there are now at present we have 118 elements in the periodic table. So another limitation was in order to fit into his table, he put two elements sometimes in the same slot. So two elements we cannot put in the same slot because two elements will be having will never have the same physical and chemical properties, isn't it? So that also another limitation of Newland's law of octaves. So children, today we have learned about two earlier attempts which were made by earlier scientists in order to classify the elements. There are some more attempts which were made by some other scientists. We will be learning about those attempts in the coming module. Thank you, students. Thank you and have a nice day.